Are you ready?
The champ is here!
Yes, give me the hell yeah. What the rock is cooking.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the very first Horse Shit Podcast. That's right, you heard me properly. It's the Horse Shit Podcast. I'm here with a couple of buddies of mine. We're here quite often at the Horse Shit Bar in Salisbury, South Australia. We run amok here on quite a regular basis. We're drinking beers, we're having shots of tequila, we're having a laugh, and we're talking shit. That's exactly what we're doing, whether it's the wrestling business, entertainment in general, life things that are going on. It's all coming up. We're talking shit. We thought we'd better record this stuff so you guys can have a laugh as well. And I just want to introduce for now, the first guy to my right, which you guys can't actually see because you're listening, is a guy that I respect so much. He's been in the business for over 15 years and has done everything. He's wrestled all over the world, trained with former WWE superstars and current WWE Hall of Famers. He is my current tag team champion alongside myself for PWSA. Ladies and gentlemen, Cannonball Kris Taylor.
Thank you very much, Blake Mitchell. Much appreciated.
That's all right. Beat that, motherfucker.
Yeah. Well, man, I'm not going to be able to beat that because that was just too good to be true. Like, wow. Good start to the show, fucker. Anyway, yeah, we do talk and we swear and we do a lot of things on this show. But enough of me rambling on. I'd like to introduce the next guy who has been a very good friend of mine in this business. He's also been a champion for MPW. He was a hardcore champion for PWSA back in the day. He is none other than my best friend, the Real Deal Steve Oneal.
Hey, I'm still here, fucker. Best friend.
Best friend.
Son of a bitch.
You're both of my best
Really?
friends. Come on.
Shit just got awkward. No, look, Cannonball, I appreciate that. I thought you could have done a little bit better, put me over a little bit more. At the end of the day, I did pop your cherry. You know.
And in the wrestling business.
And in the wrestling business.
Hey, easy, Tiger.
No, but look, this is going to be a bit of fun. We pretty much do this every weekend, so we thought, well, let's record it. We seem to get drunk and have a laugh, so we might as well hit the record button and see what happens. So we've already heard from Blake, but I just wanted to say, we all know that Blake the Man Mitchell is a half-decent general in the ring. General in the ring. But the thing that he doesn't get credit for, well, I don't think he gets credit for enough, is he's the only guy in South Australia in history that I know of that's brought WWE champions, WCW champions, ECW champions, TNA champions, and I think sometimes that doesn't get talked about enough. So Blake the Man Mitchell, happy to have you here. Welcome to the HSP.
Hats off, sunshine.
Now
Hats
that's
off.
an entrance, Cannonball.
That was a very good entrance.
Fuck, I almost welled up.
Hey, what? This is not pick on me night. This is like, we're doing a podcast here. We're supposed to be talking about wrestling and stuff like that. Like,
He was. He put me over like a motherfucker.
He did, but I didn't have to introduce you. I had to introduce him. God.
Just to clear it up as well, it's not going to be a love fest. That's the only time that you're going to hear the three of us give each other credit, pretty much.
Yeah, that's right.
It's not going to happen
Jackass.
often.
That's it. So we are here to kick some ass, and we want you guys to hear. We're going to have stories, we're going to have guests, we're going to have everything, and basically just get interactive. Have a listen, have a laugh, enjoy your time like we're going to do, and get stuck into it. Talk some shit, piss some people off probably, create some controversy. That's one thing
you are
I've
the
done
king
once
of
or twice.
controversy, mate.
Once or twice. Now,
What?
no, I can't even twice.
Oh, you.
Once, twice, 3 times maybe.
Now, speaking of interactive, if there are any listeners whatsoever, which I'll probably...
My mum will tune in.
Well, yeah, and we'll listen to
Well,
it
my
back.
mum might too.
They'll definitely get 3 listeners because we're listening to it. We're going to listen. But we're going to put the podcast up on a weekly basis. Correct me if I'm wrong here, Blake. YouTube. We're going to go with YouTube.
Yep, for sure.
The HSP, that's the name of the channel, the HSP. It's going to be very easy to find. If you can't figure that out, then, well, we don't want you listening anyway.
We'll have a proper URL for that too, for the next podcast too. So,
But if you search the HSP, will
you'll
you
find it.
Yeah.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
So, and the email as well. Cannonball, we set up our own email during the week.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks for telling me that.
Yeah.
I'm always the last to find out everything.
Do you know how to set up an email?
Maybe.
But anyway, the email is the HSP thehsp@hotmail.com. Is that right, Blake?
Yeah, that's it, man. So send through any questions, anything you want us to discuss. Anything you want to do. Yeah, fuckbook, we got everything.
Yeah.
It's not actually
Tinder?
fuck.
Oh, no, we don't.
There we go.
No
Swipe
Tinder,
left
no
on
Tinder.
Horseshit Podcast. No, we got everything happening, man. Eventually, who knows, might even have a website. We might even do some bits and pieces. But, yeah, as Steve said, hook us up, listen to the show, and I reckon we get stuck into it, Steve.
I do
Cannonball?
promise this,
Yeah.
though.
Oh,
I
yeah,
do
here we go.
promise this. It's going to get a hell of a lot more entertaining than this open.
Oh, yeah.
Okay?
That wasn't that bad. Come on.
It was a good beginning, but it's going to get better.
Hey, we are podcast virgins, so at the end
We
of
are.
the
Exactly,
We are.
exactly
Yes,
right.
we are.
give us a break.
That's
Cool.
it. All right, let's get stuck into it.
Done. All right, lads. So let's talk about pretty much what everybody's talking about in pro wrestling at the
Donald
moment.
Trump. Oh, sorry.
No,
Trump.
no. I wouldn't mind talking about that. though.
Yeah,
Good old
maybe
Barack
we got-
stage.
Barack
Yeah.
Obama.
No,
Who the
but
fuck's
Survivor
Trump.
Series. I mean,
Yes.
that's probably pretty much the biggest news
Undertaker
in
just
pro
debuted.
wrestling. Who?
Oh, that was 93, sorry.
Oh, you're talking about the debut?
yeah,
Oh,
my bad.
God.
And basically, I mean, here's my quick, very brief rundown of Survivor Series. I think any time, if you've got a pay-per-view, okay, and you've got a reunion, you've got Shane McMahon trying his hardest to kill himself, you've got a traditional six-man Survivor Series match, you've got it was six-man, wasn't it?
5-man.
Five-man, sorry. Traditional Survivor Series match that I didn't even know.
It's good. We've done our homework.
And Brock Lesnar loses, and there's a Goldberg.
Go
Go
back.
back.
Fuck yeah, no, he's wondering.
Yeah,
And
and
then-
he was thinking of ball bags. That's what he was
Looks
thinking
similar.
of. You idiot.
I tap out.
You better.
And a Goldberg squash match. I think if you've got all of those in a pay-per-view, I think you can. It's safe to say it was a pretty damn good pay-per-view.
Yeah, for sure. It was probably one of the best pay-per-views I've seen in a while.
Well, definitely this year. I would have thought.
Yeah, for sure.
Even better than Mania?
Nah, not better than Mania.
Well, that's fucking hard. All right, hang on a sec. Hang on a sec. I'm
whoa.
calling this shit for a second. I'm calling horse shit. Maybe we need to introduce this. I'm calling horse shit on that because you two motherfuckers were at WrestleMania, so it's a bit of a difference.
Well, you know, like at the end of the day,
But yes,
you know,
Mania was better.
It was awesome, you know, to be a part of history. That was. But look, we're
But
not
if-
here to
if
talk
you-
about
No,
Mania.
if you look past the fact that we were there and you
Yeah.
just looked at the pay-per-views on their own merits, I would think you would say
Survivor Series was really good. Yeah, for sure.
was probably the number one.
Yeah.
But what I want to do, right, and one of the best parts of Survivor Series for me,
Becky Lynch.
no, well,
Was she even on the fucking pay-per-view?
she was on the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was Sasha Banks?
She's pretty good. She
Sasha
won.
Banks was she on there?
Sasha Banks. Did you
Of
watch
course
it?
she was fucking on there. She is the bees and he's the WWE right now.
Oh God, just
Did
because she's
you-
fucking Snoop Dogg's bloody niece or whatever she is, cousin. Jesus Christ.
No, but look,
Auntie's
Hey, go on.
you're
brother.
putting me off track here.
Sorry, son.
all right? I've got a rant ready to rock and roll here.
Rant it.
Go,
Okay.
rant away.
One of my favourite parts of the pay-per-view was Sami Zayn and his arm drag. And the reason I say it's a massive pet hate of mine, the arm drag, because 80% of the time it's done wrong. People, for some reason, release it. Don't release an arm drag, okay? Keep hold of the arm drag and stitch it in. It's that simple. If you're doing an arm drag and you're releasing it, you're an idiot because it's half a move. It's like doing a sleeper hold with one arm. Do the arm drag properly, Blake.
What are you fucking looking at me for? You said that.
It's not seriously.
Because you're shit at doing arm drags.
It's a pet hate
There's
of
a
mine.
reason I don't do that.
I can't stand it. It looks shit when they release it.
It
Why
does.
do they release it? Does anyone know?
I think it's a different move. It's an arm throw at that point.
Yeah, but it's still
is.
it's still an arm drag.
Look, the
They
way-
call it an arm drag.
Well, look, the way we were taught pretty much was to do the arm drag but hold on to it. We've always been taught that way. You know,
Why wouldn't you hold on to it? Why?
Maybe you can't.
some
Then
people
don't
might,
do the move.
that's
If you
right.
can't do it properly, don't
No,
do it.
I
Don't do
mean,
it.
maybe in the heat of the moment, shit is just going that crazy. The guy's going that fast. I think if standing arm drag, yes, you can hold on to that. If the guy's running off the ropes at fucking 20 kilometers an hour, there is a little bit harder maybe.
Well,
I
then
don't
do a
know.
hip toss. Do a hip toss
Okay.
then.
I think fundamentally I could break down the arm drag again because I was taught arm drags from Al Snow, which Ricky the Steamboat and all those sort of guys did, which is a different kettle of fish again. It's none of this elbow link and shit, but that's another fucking
Yeah.
kettle of fish again. But I actually, I I worked on some shows with Sami Zayn before he was there as El Generico here in Adelaide. He's a super nice guy, but actually, I'm going to watch what I say there. But nothing
go
about
on,
him.
go on.
No. Well,
Come on.
he did a seminar, and he openly admitted that he was trained in a backyard, and there was a couple of guys there. There was some discrepancies over which way to get up, and a couple of other things that he was actually trying to train in his seminar. Sami Zayn, super nice guy. Obviously, he's met at the WWE, and we haven't. I'm not here to shit on him. He's a great guy. I loved him. And to be honest, I didn't see the arm drag. So I don't know what you're referring to, but if he's held onto it, then fucking good on him for doing
Well,
it.
it's one of the better arm drags I've seen.
And whether it was or it wasn't, it's different to fucking everything else that's going on.
See,
So
I reckon-
amen to him for that.
I reckon I've either watched a couple of shows with you, or you've actually been at our shows at PWSA where you've actually seen guys do that. But I've actually been sitting with you, and I reckon we've seen dudes do arm drag, and you have touched on that before.
It's a
And,
pet
you-
hate,
and
I
I'll
don't
be
know.
honest with you. Look, you're 100% right, but also Blake as well. He's right in a way with.
No, he's
saying,
not.
Shut up.
I can't be
Insane.
fucking
Let
right,
me get my
goddamn.
point, fuckers. Nah, look. In the heat of the moment in the match, like if you're going so quick, which at the end of the day you shouldn't be going that quick anyway, but if you're going that quick, then yeah, you're going to do that arm drag, and the guy's going to fly away from you. But at the end of the day, if you're good enough to do an arm drag, you're going to stop that from happening as well.
Yep, I agree. And if that guy's going to fly away from you, then don't do the damn move.
And in saying that, which is one of my fucking pet hates, which people, if you're not on my Facebook, you're going to learn very fucking quickly through this podcast, is if people are flying off, the reason they're doing it is because it's a cool fucking spot to do, because the guy's meant to get up and you're meant to fucking give him another one or some other bullshit.
Yeah,
So
but that's-
for that reason, I agree with what you're saying, 100%.
Yeah, but that's exactly what I hate about it, though. It's done in the middle of a spot. If you're going to do it at the end of the spot. Sit that arm up, and then you're in control. Like,
use it as your cutoff. Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, why don't do a clothesline? Look down at the guy, pick him up by his hair. Why would you do
Oh,
that?
fuck that.
And
You
then do the damn arm drag and stitch that thing in, and I guarantee you, I will not have it. No one in the world will show me an arm drag where they've released it, which is better than when you hold on to it. It's just not possible.
No.
But I agree with you.
That's
I
a
agree.
pet hate of mine, and that's a rant, and I apologise.
No,
for
no,
that. I
hey,
had to
don't
get it off my
apologise,
chest.
like,
We're here to fucking... And at the end of the day, and it goes for everyone listening, well, for Mum, everyone listening, is that the idea of this fucking thing is that we end up arguing, because that's the shit that's going to be entertaining when we disagree with each other.
Yeah,
so
pretty
far, not yet, but we're fucking
pretty
10 minutes in.
But
it's not going to be that funny when I start smacking their heads together.
Oh,
So
fucking beat your ass.
really, again,
Damn, girl.
you can see the Winchester on my... I shouldn't say that, actually.
no, you shouldn't.
I shouldn't say that. I've got a,
Jesus. Teddy, fuck.
The Winchester tie knot. That's what you're talking about, aren't
Yeah,
you,
that's
bro?
We're at the
Yeah,
horse shit bar, not the Winchester.
But it's a bit of... I apologise for talking about
all
an
good.
arm drag when we've got such a... Well, that I thought was a pretty decent pay-per-view.
And what I was... Sorry, I know fucking we'll end up going 5 hours. But with the Sami Zayn thing, and I'm full of tally now. I've got the hands going, not that anybody can see him. But with the Sami Zayn thing, he is a super cool guy. And he's a guy that in his seminar, in front of other people that are trying to learn the craft of the business, admitted that he was trained in a backyard. And he learned his craft as he went in the independents. He's a guy that got it right. As opposed to other people that have been trained in fucking gyms and everything. I'm not saying go fucking learn your craft in the backyard. But this is a guy that didn't necessarily learn the right way, which I can relate to actually, and moved on and learned and bettered himself, and now has done something that many of the other guys that trained initially with other trainers still don't do. So
Yeah.
I hope
Here,
that
here.
fucking made sense.
Yep. Cheers to Sami Zayn.
Cheers to Sami Zayn.
El
There you
Generico,
go.
baby.
All right, so
Bloody
I'm gonna
Canadians.
and shout out to Miz as well. I reckon what he's doing at the moment with that hot
His wife.
Man,
missus of his wife,
the business he's
I
doing,
think-
unbelievable.
yeah,
You say the
he-
missus he's doing?
Said the business.
Oh, right.
he's on fire at the moment.
He is. And look, I love his work. I think he's great. He's getting the heat that he needs, and he's running amok with it. You know, like what more can you say about him? Everybody hates him. You know, he's doing his job right.
He's one of the few that are.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's one of the
So-
few hills that people
Yeah.
actually fucking
and
move
not
and
just
dislike.
that, he's bringing meaning back to the Intercontinental Championship. You know, if you remember back in the day, like in the 90s and the 80s, that Intercontinental Championship meant something. That title was one of the biggest titles. Like, obviously, it's the second biggest title in WWE history.
Yeah, it's meant to be.
You know,
That's right.
and then obviously you got the world heavyweight title.
Yep.
You got the Universal title and the WWE title, but that Intercontinental title, like
Stepping stone.
You know, it is.
Yeah.
It's the next step to winning the big one. And Miz is what he is doing now. It's fantastic, and I really hope they push him for that big title.
But they won't, though.
No, exactly.
You know that Miz isn't going to be a world champion.
No. Well, he
I
went
can-
there, and
I know
and
he
ran.
was.
But now's the time he should have got that run. Not
That's
back
right.
then.
Yeah.
That's right.
Did the
Now
same with Punk.
what he's doing now, I think is brilliant. When he was on that Talking Smack with Daniel Bryan, and he went off at Daniel
Yep.
Bryan, and I was like, I'll be honest with you, I don't know if that was shoot or if that was like,
There's a degree of that that had to have been
I
shoot.
reckon
Yeah.
to me, the way
All the good promos are though, aren't
yeah,
they?
he's either a great actor or mate, like he was really pissed off.
In
you
saying
know?
that, credit to Daniel Bryan. If you saw the thing with Mick Foley, the fucking talk of the universe or whatever it was, the discussion of the universe,
Yep.
Daniel Bryan shot down Mick Foley, which I fucking loved.
Yeah, right.
But anyway, yeah, no, the Miz. You know what I think's holding down the Miz?
What's that?
And you guys may disagree with me, and I'm sure the fucking 7 people listening are, is Dolph Ziggler. I think he's so fucking overrated.
Dolph Ziggler
Dolph
is?
Ziggler?
Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah, I disagree.
I'm with Blake on this one, man. To be honest, I don't really rate Dolph Ziggler at all.
I think
to
he's a
be
talented
honest.
guy. There's
He's-
no doubt
yeah,
about it.
Talented,
But
but
he's trying to be other people.
yeah,
He's not his own guy,
no.
and I don't like it.
You know,
he bores me. I don't like it.
he's pulling out the old Shawn Michaels super kick, and to me, leave it alone.
Oh,
because-
but who has, everyone does. it.
Everyone does
Everyone
a super
does a
kick as a
super
secondary
kick,
move, but
he's actually starting to do the old stomp of the foot and all that, and it's like, come on, man, you know, like you're better than that.
Well, what's
you
the
should
di-
be
what-
able to you should be able to do something original.
So how come it's okay for the club to do the, you know,
Ah,
the
fuck the
the
club.
Well, you
salute,
know what?
the Wolfpack salute?
To
but-
answer your question, I did hear this through the grapevine that it was Kevin Nash that actually said for them
yeah,
to
I
do
bet-
it.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
They
You know,
gave,
like
they gave
good
the
on
blessing.
him. You know,
that actually
but-
pisses me off.
yeah, I think it pisses. It
That's
might
why
piss
I
a lot of
brought it
people
up.
off. And
That's why I brought
just
it up.
Of course
remember,
you fucking did.
they are heels, and obviously it will piss a lot of like.
These guys are just going to push my
NWO.
fucking buttons all fucking day.
That's true though. You're right in what you're saying. Like,
Yeah, you know, look,
it's
at the
probably
end of the
to get heat.
You know, if they've gone, you know what, Shawn Michaels might have even said to Dolph Ziggler, do it. If it's going to work for you, do it. But to me, that sorry, Blake, but to me that is Shawn Michaels. The super kick is Shawn Michaels. Do you see anybody else in the WWE trying to do a stunner? No,
John Cena,
he don't do a stunner.
he does that
he
one
did-
off the second rope.
Yeah,
doesn't
he did do a similar one.
did he?
Yeah, but Austin gave him permission for that too, and he gave Sandman permission at the ECW fucking thing. Not Sandman. What's his name? Mikey Whipwreck. Very different guy. Don't worry, I've been in the business for 6 months. It's my first day.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
Let's try and get back to Survivor Series.
Yes,
though.
yes,
we'll
yes.
be all
Back to that.
Any of you guys got anything to add? Because I'm pretty much going to fast forward to the
Yeah.
Survivor Series match.
The main
unless
event?
you guys
No?
the
the Survivor Series match.
yeah, the
Yep,
traditional
yep.
Survivor Series.
I am,
Raw versus SmackDown.
Let's do it.
Yeah, go.
Okay, loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it. I mean, I think that thing went for about 50 minutes.
This,
went for
this is
a
the one
while,
with
yeah.
Shane McMahon, Randy Orton.
Yeah.
right,
It
the
was
main
Raw
one.
versus
Yeah.
SmackDown.
That was unreal.
Traditional.
Not the 40-man tag team clusterfuck one.
No.
Which,
Where the
No.
New Day were the first
No,
ones
no,
to be
no.
eliminated.
no.
Wow.
Not that one. The
New
the
day
traditional-
jobs. I find him entertaining.
That's funny, man.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Go- Sorry, Steve.
No.
WWE, sign me.
I
you cunts.
think that.
That's a shot for saying the C
Oh,
word.
we're allowed
by
to
the
say
way.
that, actually.
Yeah, absolutely. we are. You're allowed to swear on this podcast.
Yeah, but are we allowed to say the C
sure-
word?
Are you sure, Daddy?
Cunt, no.
I'll put soap in your mouth.
You're not my
again.
dad.
Come on, back to the fucking story. Come on, otherwise we're going to be here all night.
No. I just wanted to ask what you guys thought. I mean, because sometimes those matches, they get, when you get an hour match or close to, sometimes you can kind of not be really invested in it.
Well, look,
especially these days. I mean, take away the Iron Man matches of back
Yeah.
in the day because we all loved them.
Yeah.
But
But again, it was the workers that were in them.
yeah. But I think that match, I'll watch from start to finish.
Yeah.
And I probably would kind of do it again.
Yeah, and I was here when we watched it. You know, I was sitting in your lounge room, we were watching that match, and you know what? Hats off to Shane McMahon. Seriously, hats off to him, man.
Did you watch it, Blake?
I'm going to be completely honest. I didn't get to see the whole thing. I did watch most of that match.
Yeah.
And there was select matches, to be honest, and that's why I've only commented on so much, and we all have as a whole. I didn't watch all the matches on Survivor Series. I find it very difficult to do so. There was one match that the only reason I wanted to watch that pay-per-view. But then about 2 weeks out, I got slightly invested into this, and a lot of it was because Shane McMahon was put in the match.
Yeah.
Well, he put himself, whatever, the bookers put him in the match.
Yeah.
But you got to keep in mind, yes, Shane McMahon is getting on. He's probably mid to late 40s now, I'd like to think at least.
Yeah.
And he's always been known to just about kill himself every time he gets in there, but he's
Yeah.
only in there once every couple of years.
Mhm.
Anybody can do that.
Yep.
In saying that, he's still a fucking machine.
Yeah.
And his work, if you watched it as a wrestler or as a trainer and whatever, and you go, fuck, that was sloppy, that was shit, but it was entertaining as fuck. This goes to show it doesn't matter about these bullshit indie guys you're bringing in. Shane McMahon at fucking late 40s, busting his butt, still outwork most of these guys that have been fucking in the independent scene for 15 years.
But there'd be probably 50 dudes that could do exactly what Shane McMahon does. They just don't get the opportunity.
Yeah.
So does that come into it?
To a degree, but I don't think they'll do it at the right time for the right reason.
And there's got to be the charisma. I mean, Shane McMahon oozes that shit. I mean, he's got it
Look
by
at
the
Dad.
bucket. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
And
obviously
Steph.
runs. Yeah, exactly.
The
Yeah.
only one that didn't get it was Linda.
Well, the thing is, like, when we were sitting there watching it, and who was it that he put on the table, on the announcer's table, and he done the big elbow?
Are you talking about WrestleMania?
No, I'm talking about
Oh, Survivor
Series.
Yeah, didn't he take out? Shit.
Fuck, we should
No,
have
I
watched this
can't
match
remember.
before
Look,
we
but
got
at the end of the day,
Did he take out Braun Strowman? And then Braun Strowman tried to get back in the ring, and that little nugget under the ring grabbed his foot.
on. Hornswoggle, yeah.
the guy with no chin.
Yeah.
No, but what did I say to you before he jumped off that turnbuckle?
That the jump was too big.
He was not going to make it.
Yeah.
And by God, did he fucking make it,
Yeah.
man. And I was like, wow.
That was the coast to coast. He fucked up, wasn't it? He hurt himself.
Yeah,
on the,
oh,
well, the
well.
spear.
Well, the coast to coast, yeah.
He got
Roman
jacked
Reigns,
up, man.
Man, did he get
Jacked up.
That hurt him.
Well, the
was
first
done.
the first tag he got in, he was sloppy as all
Oh,
shit.
no doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Sloppy as all shit. But
we
the
don't
guy
really-
works.
The normal people, exactly. The normal
They don't
people
know
ain't
that.
going to remember that.
They don't know
Yeah.
that, exactly.
Yeah.
And that's why he's so fucking good at what he does.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
At the end of the day, the match, I agree, for most of what I saw the match, it made sense, it was quality, it was entertaining, and did what it needed to do, which is very fucking hard. As you said, one, with an hour or just under, whatever it was.
Yeah,
I've
and
done
10
those
guys.
matches,
Yeah.
and they fucking suck. Exactly.
Yeah.
And any match, you know, and all of us guys have worked on many shows now, all over the country and overseas and whatever else. If you get booked in a one-on-one, okay, no worries. Depending on who I'm working with, it's going to be a fun match, whatever. If someone goes, oh, it's a triple threat, fuck.
Yep.
All right, there's a little bit more work to do. Tag team, cool.
Yep.
5, fuck, okay, it's difficult. 6, you know, the more guys in a match,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
harder it fucking is to put together. And you can put spots and bullshit together, but
Yeah.
at the end of the day, is it going to make sense? Are the people going to get it?
Yep.
I think they fucking did a great job. That's why they're in the
Yeah.
position they're in.
Yeah.
They've done a very good job in that
Absolutely. And
For
there's, I mentioned Braun Strowman's name, and I
Yep.
reckon there's a boatload of upside to that guy. I know he's green as grass,
Yeah.
but man, there's a future with him.
Oh, yeah, for sure. He's got to be the next big guy that they've got.
He's not.
You know?
I don't think he's at the right gimmick yet. I don't think he's got the right character yet. But if they hit it on the head, like Kane, Undertaker, when those guys start, Kevin Nash,
Yeah.
he was Oz in WCW, and look what he become when they changed it up, and eventually become Diesel, which was huge. Kevin Nash in WCW was big again.
Yep.
They just need to find the right character.
I
and
mean, I
think he's got it.
don't know if they're going to hit it out the park, you know,
No, I
in
don't
terms
think
of
it'll be that
Diesel.
big.
I was thinking,
No.
But
you know, if you,
what
like
the-
Sid Vicious or, you know, someone
yeah.
that could,
Next
that's
big
got,
guy
a, that's
that
got a
makes some
title
he's
running
still
in.
got He's still got that Wyatt thing about him, you know, and that's
haven't changed the look.
yeah. But the thing they've got to change, as you said, they've got to change him completely. And my opinion, and yours as well, Blake, that as soon as they do find it, he's going to be something big, man. And he's got a lot of potential there. He is green, and you're going to need somebody that's actually going to start taking that role as the big guy, because how much longer is Brock Lesnar going to stay around with the WWE? You know, obviously Goldberg's not going to stay too long, but obviously we'll touch base with that after.
Yeah.
But who else have you got? You got
Yeah,
Kane, but
Nah.
he's pretty much
Done.
he's pretty much done as well. I would like to see.
Corbin ain't going to cut it.
Fuck me. Don't
Well-
get me started on that guy.
You know what? with Corbin, look, I'm not a fan, but again, he needs that right character. You know, he needs to, obviously, he does need to step up his game, for sure. But you just got to give that guy a chance.
I mean, I'm not
You know?
helping myself if I ever get in a position, which at this point probably is unlikely, but I've heard he's a dick and very difficult to deal with.
Yeah, right.
So if that's probably part of what the character is. And, you know, and sort of what I've heard and what I've seen from bits and pieces, some of that may be fabricated, but if he's a difficult guy to deal with, he was a muser or something. He was a part of a band, or
Was he?
Yeah, he was a celebrity to some degree before.
I heard he was a boxer or something like that.
Oh, it was something like that. But he was a B grade celebrity or something before the WWE. So he went in with an attitude and a chip on his shoulder. That is probably going to be an issue there, I think.
Yeah, that'll get you heat straight away.
Yeah, and
If you haven't paid a due, then you're going to
whatever.
get
He's got heat.
He's not just going to get heat from the fans, but you'll get heat.
Oh, that's
from
what
the
I mean.
locker
I mean,
room,
I mean, that's,
yeah, he'll get heat
The
from
boys
the locker
won't be
room.
happy. That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah,
I mean, there's no star, you know, out with the fans that isn't a star in the locker room. I think you're a star in the locker room. Well, when I say star, you've got respect in the locker room first before you even think about getting respect from the fans.
yeah.
And it all starts there, I would have thought.
Oh, yeah, John Cena. Look at him.
Yeah.
Love him, I hate him. He's the man.
No
Yeah.
fucking oath.
Well, that's
We
right.
could be here all fucking day talking about that. But
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Right.
Anything else we need to talk about with this match? I'm sure there is.
It could be loads, but
Just to touch back on Shane McMahon, I know we've rabbled on about him a little bit, but that bump that he took with the
Spear.
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, that no doubt
Wow.
rang his bell. Anyone that says that
That's twice
I
you've
know,
dropped your
I've dropped
pen,
the
dude.
pen twice. If that
What are
happens
you
the third
doing?
time,
Fuck's
I'm
sake.
going to break
Take
the
the pen off.
Dude, I'm gonna not.
We're going to need to have like bank pens. We're going to have them chained to the table.
I reckon the 70% absinthe. I reckon you'll have to shoot next time you drop that pen. What do you reckon?
Then I'll
I know this fucker would do it.
yeah. Whoops.
Whoops.
Wait till we get
again.
a screenshot of something of the bar that we're in.
Yeah.
Shit gets crazy. This is the G-rated version.
Oh God.
But yeah, with that bump, I read somewhere that people were saying that it was a work. I think we are all in agreement that wasn't a work. He was genuine.
I mean, the
He
idea
was.
of the bump obviously was a work. You
Oh, yeah,
can't
yeah,
Fake
but
fucking,
where-
you can't fake gravity.
Yeah.
Where we seen it looked like to me, and I'm being honest now, it looked like he hit his head hard. He looked like, and like when the ref went to count him, he was like his shoulders were up.
He was
to-
stiff.
He was stiff. He
UFC handlebars.
If that's a work, look, if that's a work, fucking hats off. Standing applaud for that kind of performance. But no,
If that's him
nah.
just selling, then
Wow.
him and James Cameron need to get together and remake
Oh
Titanic.
hell yeah,
Because-
Titanic.
yeah.
I would have said Terminator, but anyway.
Well, either way.
Because he could play a great Terminator, old Shane McMahon, mate. God.
And I agree. I think I don't actually know if it was on the pay-per-view, but I've seen all over Facebook and bits and pieces. Randy Orton, and I've got commas here, and my fingers were up. Not myself. But Randy Orton broke character and went over to his family to
Yes, he did.
That's
Yeah.
right, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
I
did.
spotted that
You
straight
did,
away.
Confide in his
Steve. Yeah,
family.
you did spot that straight away, and you
And,
said he's over there talking to his kids right now, and it was. And
Shane was hurt.
he would have to have been hurt, man, for sure. He would have had to have been hurt. For Randy Orton to go out to his family and go like, "Look, everything's okay." To me, that's saying he's pretty much saying to them, "No, he's not okay. Look, we're going to get him out as quick as we can and get him some help."
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he was okay in the sense that he rocked up to SmackDown on
SmackDown.
Tuesday night, but all I'm saying is that he was out of it.
Yeah.
And we've all been knocked out before.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
You come 30 seconds and you're
happen.
back with
That's
it.
right.
But
Yeah, yeah.
fact
Would've been
was
concussed.
that rung his bell, and that
Definitely.
wasn't
Yeah.
work. All right,
And it looked lethal too, that spear, man.
let's touch on now. I mean, Blake's favourite part, Goldberg. I mean, this is the only reason you watch the pay-per-view, isn't it? Really. When's the last time you watched a WWE pay-per-view before this one?
You know what? And I purposely cancelled Foxtel, so I couldn't watch Raw and SmackDown. That's how much it was frustrating me as a product. And I still have the WWE Network, and I plan to watch every pay-per-view. But the last pay-per-view I actually watched, it probably would have been a couple of months ago. I can't remember what it was called. I can't remember who was in the main event. But what got me was Goldberg coming back. And trust me, in WCW, I was never a Goldberg fan. I was always Sting. You know, and that's the guy I watched when I not when I broke in, but when I fell in love with the business, it was Sting. And when Goldberg come along, I just never was a fan. And to be honest, I was kind of a fan of Austin. It was just something with the bald heads, and now I've got a fucking shaved head. You go team.
Shaved.
Yeah, anyway, moving on.
And you're sitting next to me too.
Oh,
sweetheart.
motherfuckers, all right. So I was never a Goldberg fan at all. And I am a big Lesnar fan. I think Lesnar is a huge reason for people to tune in to the WWE in the last 18 to 24 months. And so when Goldberg come back, I was like, yeah, this is cool. Why? Because it's different, and he's a worker. He's a guy from back in the day. Was their match at WrestleMania 100 years ago fucking any good? Not really.
It was not as bad as everyone says.
No, as a match goes, no. But the crowd tried to take it. Anyway,
yeah,
different fucking
Madison
pay-per-view.
Square Garden. What do you expect?
But so I was never a Goldberg fan. So keep that in mind with my opinion on this match when we get to it, because I was not a Goldberg fan. I'm a big Lesnar fan, especially Lesnar now. When Lesnar broke in, I had no interest, but big Goldberg fan.
Well,
Fuck, not a big Goldberg fan.
but you're converted.
You
though. Safe to say.
love him.
Well, as a worker,
Well, okay, let's say this.
definitely.
His first promo on Raw when he came back, I reckon all three of us would have marked out. I don't know this, but I reckon all three of us would have marked out to that.
Oh, yeah.
As soon as his music hit,
Yeah.
goosebumps.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Wasn't a fan, but goosebumps straight away.
Yeah.
so, but why is that though? Why does that give
Because
you?
it's exciting.
It's
It gave me a
exciting to
reason
see, for sure.
Gave me a reason to want to watch the fucking program. It's someone different. The crowd got behind it. He did his entrance. He was mean. He was a machine. But when he got out and did his entrance, it was a different Goldberg. He was hugging fans. He was high-fiving fans. He didn't do that shit in WCW. Yes, he was a babyface, but he was all about going in, kicking ass, and leaving. Now he's like, you know what, I haven't been a wrestler for 12 years. I've been a family man. I've been this. And that's what he did. He had that completely different emotional buy-in and connection with the crowd.
Yeah.
And that's what I fucking also fell in love with. Best promo he's ever done in his entire fucking career was the first night he come back.
Oh, yeah.
Cannonball?
Yes.
Anything?
Well, all I
Because
got
if you don't, I've got something.
fuck's sakes.
Do you want to talk?
Just want to
Too
say,
bad.
Look.
I just want to say, and then
I just want to say to the three listeners that we've got
Yep.
that you
Love
two
you,
are
Mum.
doing all the talking. I'm sitting here saying fuck all.
Okay, all right.
So
All right.
yes,
Well, let me ask you a question,
Go
then,
for
and
it.
then you
All
can
right.
give us an answer
Okay.
and go into it. Why? And I reckon we all agree on this. Why does someone that's been out of the business for 12 years come back and put on the best promo, period, for the whole year? How does that happen? Is that an indictment on the current talent, or is that an indictment on creative? Because clearly that shit wasn't written for Goldberg.
No.
That's obvious.
Yeah.
So is it an indictment on the overproduction of Raw, or is it the talent?
look, they needed that. They needed him to come out for sure, like without a shadow of a doubt. Now, when he come out and done that promo, and again, like I'll say myself, I had goosebumps as soon as his music hit. It was like, wow, here we go. And I haven't felt like that since Stone Cold Steve Austin. All right, and when he come out and done his promo, the WWE needs it, right? And that's whether you agree with me or not. They need him right now because the stars of today, I'll be honest with you, are not getting the reaction of the stars of yesterday.
But is that because of the lack of talent, or is that because of the storylines that are being
The
written for?
storylines, because you look at back in the day, Steve, that those guys didn't have storylines. Those guys went out and just done what they had to do. There was no writers for them, nothing.
Well, I agree with you 100%. They would have had bullet points for
Yes.
promos. Because I'm under the understanding now that the promos are written word for word.
Yes.
Correct. Yeah.
Now,
Yeah, they are.
I don't know about you guys, but if something's written word for word for you, I can't.
Own it.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
how can
You need to. You need yourself out there. Is what you need.
Because myself, I'm going to be
It's
thinking.
pretty much what
I'm going to be thinking a week about a promo.
Yeah.
Like a writer who's writing for 6, 7, 8 other people
Yeah.
isn't going to be thinking about you for a week.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So there's no way that they can put the words on the page.
They're not invested in your
No,
character.
no,
They don't
exactly.
understand it. That's
So,
right.
having said that, we are in agreement that being given creative, not control, but
Direction.
Direction.
I mean giving the creative back to the talent would
Yeah.
be better for the product.
Yeah.
I 100%. I mean,
fuck yeah.
I believe that the bookers, the writers, should be wrestlers. again, like it was in the 90s, 80s,
Yeah.
70s, 60s.
Yep.
They need to get rid of the bullshit. And I don't necessarily, again, we'll be here for fucking days and days if we discuss it down to a T. I think, yes, part of the storylines are the shits. A lot of it's the talent.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I think the talent.
You do think it's a talent?
I would almost put fucking the
Okay.
talent could turn the storylines around.
Yeah.
The storylines are weak. You know, we've got the PG area. Everyone's having a
Yes.
bitch. Blah 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 blah.
Shit.
But the talent are not telling stories in the ring the way they should be. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
And again, we'll be here
I-
for fucking 5 days talking
Yeah,
about it.
that's
Yeah.
right. That's right.
And we are definitely going to touch on that because I don't think it's the talent. We're going to have this conversation in an extended period of time. We don't have the time right
we
now.
could fucking record 3 podcasts
yeah,
tonight.
no doubt, no doubt.
Right.
But we got to get back to the Survivor Series and we got to
Yes.
get back to Goldberg. We haven't even talked about their match yet.
No.
No.
Which are
So
we
kick
gonna...
that off for us.
Right. Okay. Well, look.
Hang on, before we do, can we do a love it or hate it? Cannonball.
event?
The main event. Goldberg vs Brock Lesnar. Cannonball. Did you love or hate it?
I blew my load.
It's one. Holy, ladies and gentlemen, that means he loved it. For all the virgins at home.
No, I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. The main event
And that's.
for
It was a love or hate.
I loved it. I loved
Steve
it. There you
Oneal,
go.
love or hate.
Absolutely love.
And I absolutely loved it, which I fucking hated because I was hoping we were going to disagree.
No one in their right mind.
Nah.
There's no one. If anyone says that they hated that, then I want to sit down and talk to them face to face and give them a dressing down because you're an idiot.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
You are.
Well,
You're an absolute
in
twat.
saying that, someone who gets, and I'm going to shout him out because eventually he'll be on this podcast. My best buddy, I know you dropped Steve Oneal as your best buddy right in front of me, so screw you. My
I
best
thought I was
buddy,
your best buddy,
yeah, awkward. Nick Eclipse,
Yes.
he didn't get it. He hated it.
What do you
And
mean he didn't get it?
He's from Melbourne, dude. Like, what do
No,
you
no,
expect? They
no,
don't get anything.
I love him to death, and everything in the business. He seems there's only a set few guys in the local scene that I deal with and talk to, and they're the ones I'm closest to for that reason probably that actually get and understand the same sort of way I see the business and storytelling. And
What didn't
Nick's
he
one
get?
of them, and he hated it.
What didn't he
said
get?
it didn't make sense.
What do you mean it
Are
didn't
you
make
serious?
sense?
It didn't make sense. Oh my.
So
Does
you
that make sense?
want to
Nick, you're a dick.
Nick,
No, it's
next time you're in Adelaide, you are summoned to the Horseshit Bar,
Summers, Nick Eclipse.
You're going to be sitting in the corner,
and you are going to get a dressing down because you're a negative.
tool bag,
But
I'll wait till he's here.
Victorian.
He's with a lot of the others that thought Lesnar had been built up for 2 years and buried in fucking a minute and a half. But anyway, we can get into that shit because everyone thought, every other person
Yeah.
Yeah,
thought that
I
way.
did. Yeah.
So are we talking about this now? What, the main
Yeah,
event?
it's all up to you.
Right.
Sorry, brother. I
Look,
just wanted the love-hate.
No. Look, at the end of the day, I loved it. I thought it was great. And you two will vouch here for me in what I've actually said about Brock Lesnar. I've never liked the guy. I just think he's very arrogant as a person. But those were my thoughts before until I seen the main event at Survivor Series. For what he done, his selling, to me, second to none. For how he made Goldberg, and not just him, but Goldberg also made himself look $1 million. You know, to me, look, I had you telling me on the phone Goldberg won in under 2 minutes.
Yep.
I had another little Damo Porter,
Yep.
him saying to me, yeah, he won in like 3 minutes. And I'm thinking to myself, you guys are just ribbing me because you know I love Goldberg.
Yeah.
Right? So I had to see it for myself. So I rung Steve, said, can I come around, watch the Survivor Series with him? Yeah, come around. So we sat there and watched it, and literally I was in shock. Even though I kind of knew, but I was still in shock to see what I seen, man.
Fuck,
and it was
weren't we
like,
all?
wow, like what a finish. Like, oh my God, like his face, as soon as he hit that first spear, I looked over at Steve and he's like, oh my God, like no one can see what I'm doing. Like facial, but his mouth was open in shock.
I look like Brad Pitt.
You did. You look like Brad Pitt. Yeah,
Brad Pitt's
Pitt's
ugly
fucking
cousin.
asshole. Anyway,
But it was so good to feel something though.
oh
Again.
yeah,
For a change.
You
Yeah.
know, like because you I mean, apart from being, and I'm gonna drop it again, and I apologise, but apart from being at WrestleMania 32, the biggest WrestleMania of all time,
101,000.
obviously you're gonna feel something when you're there. But apart from that, I'm talking about watching. When I haven't felt something watching wrestling on TV.
Since brown panties. Oh, sorry, I felt
Well,
myself.
yeah.
Yeah, that too.
I mean, you know what I mean? No, it's
Yeah.
been so long where you've, you know, marked out almost.
An
Yeah.
emotional buy
Hell
into
yeah.
a product.
Yeah.
And
that's-
a lot of that had to do with that fucking promo.
It was the promo,
Yeah.
it was the build-up.
And it was the
Paul
build-up.
Heyman,
Yep.
it was Brock Lesnar, it was everything.
Yep.
And when I watched it, and I was at my fucking real job, which I'm not going to mention, but I was at my real job watching it on the fucking Wi-Fi, and I was meant to have the day off. I'm like, I'm going to have a day off for Survivor Series. Anyway, it didn't happen. So I sat, I was
He works
sitting
at
down-
Pizza Hut, by the way.
Yeah, close. Delivery driver. I was sitting in a car, and I was watching the match, and then everyone else watched it. The spear happened. I'm like, okay. And he's like, jackhammer. He's not going to hit it. Boom, he hit it. Okay, he hit it. He's going to kick out. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, you still thought he was going to kick out once he nailed that jackhammer?
Yep.
Yeah.
He
okay.
didn't. No, that was all over. I was like, and I even said to the guys at work, I'm like, fucking hell, Goldberg just beat Brock Lesnar. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? I was like, don't you worry about it, dickhead. But Goldberg just beat Brock Lesnar. No one picked that shit. In a minute and a half, man.
I said weeks back, I
awesome.
said they were going to bury Goldberg, and I was.
You did. You said it here fucking months back.
I did, and that's why I think that's why we said we got to start talking about this shit.
Yep.
Yep.
And to be honest, I was like, wow. I was spewing because I'm thinking to myself, they're going to kill off Goldberg, and they shouldn't because of his history in the wrestling business. You know, like he was one of the greatest champions. You know what I mean? Like 173.
Yeah, 170 something.
Yeah, 173 matches. He went undefeated. So I'm thinking to myself, they're just going to bury him, and please don't do that because I don't want to see that happen to
Like it
Goldberg.
did to Sting.
Yeah, you know?
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, seeing what I saw at Survivor Series, it was like, wow, like, holy shit. Is this really happening? Like, no fucking way. Like, what the hell? This is killer.
Yeah.
Like, wow. And I look inside. I'm marking out like a little bitch. You know, I'm thinking, wow, this is fantastic. And
I can see you now in your Goldberg t-shirt. but-
Yeah. It says Billabong, dickhead.
Oh, whatever. Who the fuck?
Oh,
Salisbury
we
High
shouldn't be
Education.
putting them over in our podcast. Not unless I want to sponsor me. Anyway, but yeah, to me, great match, great start, great finish. You know, it was really good. You know, you see him, like Brock Lesnar picks him up, slams him into the corner, and it's like, okay. And then as soon as Goldberg pushed him,
How good was Brock's expression?
I was just about to say that. His
Sold like a
expression,
motherfucker.
he was like shocked. He was like, what the fuck? And to me, that was killer. And that's why now I've changed my views of Brock Lesnar altogether. You know, I take my hat off to him for what he had done. You know, the look on his face of surprise of like, what the hell? And then as he's getting up, he had a little smirk on his face. He turns around, bang, spear. You know, and it's like, holy shit. And then bang, another spear. He's hit him twice with a spear. All right, jackhammer. 1, 2, 3, and it's like, holy shit. But good booking, in my thoughts, by whoever was booking that match.
Well, it was an accident.
Hey?
It was an accident. He wasn't meant to go that short. He was injured. That's what I've heard, is that
Oh, he-
Goldberg had a
he-
shoulder.
Someone else
hurt his
told me that.
shoulder?
He
Yeah,
hurt
he's got
his
a shoulder
shoulder
injury.
when he fought those security guards or something. In the,
Oh, no, I think it was before that. Well, again,
I'm
we read
not sure
bits
if
and pieces.
I'm not sure about that. I think this was the intention.
I knew the
But
match
if
was
his
never
shoulder-
going to go
if-
20 minutes. The,
No,
Goldberg
he had
can't work.
7. What do you have? 6-7 weeks or something?
6-7 weeks of
Like-
training, yeah.
Apparently
That's
the
not
sh-
enough.
Yeah.
No, and even the first things he did with Rusev and stuff, it was sloppy, it was horrible. You could tell he wasn't training.
Yeah.
And apparently the thing was he was injured, so he couldn't train. That's why it went so short. That's why they're going to keep him in doing this run with Royal Rumble, etc.
Well, I heard that he had already signed for the Royal Rumble before the Survivor Series had even taken place.
That might be true too. I didn't read that, but fair enough.
But anyway, what we're going to do now is we're going to take a quick break. We'll regroup, maybe have a shot of tequila or two.
Yeah,
That sounds good to me.
And what I want to do is, but we can all agree that if you mark out at the end of a pay-per-view, it's a
done deal.
Yeah, it's a
Especially
good
for
pay.
guys that have been in
Yeah.
the business.
Yeah,
You know, and
definitely.
we haven't had fun. I think what we didn't touch on, which is the whole fucking point I wanted on this, was why it was good for business, why it made sense. But
No, we'll do that when we come back.
Yeah.
are we doing it?
We're going to
Yeah,
do that
we'll
when
do
we
it when
come back, and we're going to lead into what's next for Goldberg and Brock.
Let's
I've got
do
an
it.
opinion about it. I'm sure you two do. So we'll have a quick
do
break and we'll come back.
Let's
All
turn
right,
an
sweet.
hour podcast into 45 fucking hours.
Yeah.
Before the break, we were talking about Goldberg and stuff, and I want to kind of just go back to it quickly because I'd like to get your guys' opinions and thoughts on what's next. Excuse the pun.
Hey, no
nice
pun
one.
intended.
You like that?
I do.
What'd you call me?
Called you a cunt.
Oi! Fucking hell.
So I want to know
Yes.
what now
What now for Goldberg
and Brock.
and Brock? All right. Well, look, as we, whoever's watched Raw recently, just gone. Obviously, he's come out and he's said that Stephanie McMahon has said to him, yes, you did have one last spear in you, one last jackhammer, one last ass kicking, but do you have one last title run? My opinion is that obviously he's said Royal Rumble he's going to be on. If it's going to be in the Rumble or if he's going to have a one-on-one match with either Kevin Owens or AJ Styles. Goldberg.
What the fuck?
If it's just going to be a title match at Royal Rumble, that's
No,
what
he's entered into the match, isn't he?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, the Royal Rumble match. He's entered into the match.
Obviously, if he's been entered in the match, is the Royal Rumble the winner of the Royal Rumble wins the title that night, or does it go? Does
That's
the winner of the Royal Rumble
Like it is every year.
Yeah, but hasn't it? I'm sure they've had one year where they've had
about 30 years ago, but yeah,
a title change at the Royal Rumble. In the Royal Rumble.
They did do it in one of the Rumbles, I reckon, maybe 10 years ago.
I reckon you're
Yeah,
right.
It's very rare it happened. I think the title's vacated.
Well, now
or
it's a
something.
tradition now that the winner of the Royal Rumble goes
to
goes
WrestleMania.
to WrestleMania, right? Well, obviously I know that, but I just thought it was just I have seen it change before.
Don't
like,
get
at the
hot,
Royal
don't
Rumble.
get
I'm
hot.
not getting hot.
If
I'm not
you're
getting
hot, say you're hot.
I need another drink, I think. Look at these twat. I mean, anyway, no. Look, if they're gonna have the Royal Rumble as normal, I reckon he's gonna win it, and he's going to face whoever is going to be champion at that time at WrestleMania, and I reckon he will win the title.
Who's going to be the champion? Because that's a big part of.
The big part of it is
that whole plan
that's right.
working.
It is a big part. My opinion.
Well, don't they get to pick which brand they go for the title, or is it? I guess that's another kettle of fish.
Yeah, that's
Well, when you think about it, look,
that's another.
He's been on Raw. He hasn't been on SmackDown. He's been on Raw, and he's
But who
obviously
the fuck
going to
wants
go.
to win a Universal title, for fuck's sake?
Yeah.
Well, it's still the big title at Raw, isn't it? So yeah, I reckon
Look at the legacy.
So you're
if they
saying
if they keep going with the way they're going with Kevin Owens at the moment, I reckon Kevin Owens is going to hold that title till then.
So Goldberg versus
Kevin Owens.
Okay, so that's your prediction.
Yeah.
Blake.
Fuck me. I hope to God that doesn't happen. Kevin Owens the main
I don't
event of
either. I don't want it
WrestleMania.
to happen.
Fuck my face.
It would be good to see Brock Lesnar with the title.
Fuck. Oh,
Well,
rather
hang on,
fucking
hang on.
Mae
What,
Young
you're
come
not
back
a-
from the
not a
dead and win it.
Kevin Owens fan, or
He's just a fat indie kid. That's what it comes down to. I don't think he shouldn't. He doesn't look the part. Then again, I don't think Dean Ambrose does. I don't think a lot of the guys in the top scene do, to be honest with you. But that again, different discussion for a different day. The Royal Rumble thing, I don't know. To be honest, I haven't put a great deal of thought of it into it as such, as far as champions and who's going to be who. I don't think Goldberg's going to win it. I think, in my opinion, Brock's probably going to fuck him out of it, and we'll end up with Brock Goldberg rematch at Mania in a singles match, no belt, no nothing, finale. That's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
Steve, what are your thoughts, man?
well, you totally stole my thunder because that's exactly what I reckon. I reckon that they're going to have a standoff in the Royal Rumble.
I don't think they need the belt. Sorry to cut you off, but I
They
don't think
don't.
they
No,
need
they
the belt.
definitely-
You're right. They
It's
don't
not
need
a-
the belt. But if
it's-
what's the point in saying?
No,
sorry to cut you
you're
off.
right, you're right.
But what's the point in saying you've got? Do you think you got one last title run in you?
To
That's-
give
you
the
know
people
what I
the
mean?
belief that
Yeah.
he wants to win the Royal
Yeah,
Rumble.
exactly. I mean, they had to say that.
Yeah.
Reality is that's not going to happen, in my opinion. Goldberg isn't going to get another.
But
title.
reality was that he wasn't going to beat Brock Lesnar at Survivor Series.
True.
Well, yeah, but
You know what I mean? So look. I'm not trying to.
No,
you know,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like obviously we're discussing this. You know, are they going to do another shock move or something like that? You know, are they going to give him that title?
I can't see them putting a title on a part timer and that's why Brock hasn't got it.
Well, in saying that, Brock did get it.
Yeah, but then it became pretty clear pretty quickly that this ain't
wasn't
going to
gonna
work,
long.
so
The
we're
only-
going to find a
when-
way to get it off.
Well, when
And they
Brock
didn't know how
had
to
the
get it off
title,
him, that was a problem.
Yeah, well, when Brock had the title, he only come out on pay-per-views. He didn't do any house shows.
And the same with Goldberg if he comes back.
Well, that's
And that's why you can't put the title on either.
I don't think so either.
That's right. You can't put the title on either if that's the way it's going to happen.
And-
but
and-
who's to say that Goldberg's not going to come out next week and have a match with someone?
And without discredit, true, but without discrediting what you said,
Yep.
I would not be paying to see fucking Kevin Owens versus fucking Goldberg at WrestleMania.
I wouldn't want to see it either, and I understand that. You know,
I can tell you what's going.
honestly, to be honest, I've never really liked Kevin Owens. I've been told.
I think he's a talented guy, but I
Look,
don't think his main event of fucking WrestleMania.
Look, I've been told he's a super nice guy, the same as what you've heard about Sami Zayn. I've been told Kevin Owens is a super nice guy, and you know he has worked hard to get to where he. Obviously, he has worked hard to get to where he is.
I don't doubt
Yeah,
it.
he's a he's like me. He's a fatty, but he's there. He's got the title. He's getting a push. So obviously he's doing something right, in my opinion.
Kevin Owens will be up against Jericho at WrestleMania. They'll find a way to make that last, because they've been teasing the whole split up thing for a while, and hopefully that's what they do. They stay together until then, and then they'll have their showdown at WrestleMania. I would have thought.
Yeah.
I'm thinking the same. Anyway, sorry, we cut you off, Steve. What's your prediction?
No, well,
yeah, I stole your thunder with similar
totally.
prediction.
I
but
think the exact same thing. It'll be somehow you'll see Goldberg and Brock face off in the Royal Rumble. I don't know how it will work, but I'm pretty sure Lesnar will cost Goldberg
That's what you said.
the
other day,
elimination.
yeah.
Then the title. He can't get the title, so then the feud will be.
It will still be Lesnar and
Lesnar
Brock.
and Brock at WrestleMania,
And
and hopefully
Lesnar
that,
and Brock. You mean Goldberg?
Yeah,
and, Goldberg and Brock?
Whatever.
you know what I mean.
Same fucking guy.
Fucking idiots.
Hopefully they don't touch each other until then. But I know that they probably will at Royal Rumble. But
Yeah.
if they
Well,
do,
the
then
look.
that's it.
When you look back at Survivor Series as Goldberg was getting out of the ring, the look that Lesnar was giving him was not a very good look. It was like, motherfucker,
was
I'm
selling.
going
It
to
was-
kick your
it was
ass
the
when
angle,
I get
it
the
was-
chance. And it was selling, but you can tell by some of the way some of these guys look at each other. It's like this is going to continue on.
And that's the
Something
difference
else
between
is going to happen.
a good worker and a fucking average one. Which is,
And also, I want to touch on something as well, besides your Willie Blake. Nah.
thank God for the
Yeah.
pop filter.
Anyway, I just looking at when I looked at the audience in that main event, obviously you saw a lot of people with shock on their face, and seeing some guy was holding up a sign, Goldberg 2-0. Who's to say that they might not carry that on?
Exactly right.
You know what I mean? Obviously, you had Undertaker with his streak with the WrestleManias that he had won, and then Lesnar destroyed that. Who's to say that Goldberg can't do that to Lesnar and have a huge streak against Brock Lesnar?
I don't reckon he wants it though.
No,
I don't reckon Goldberg wants that. I reckon
think
he
he's there
wants
long
maybe
term.
4 or 5 months to show his kid how awesome he is, and he's going to ride off into the sunset, so to speak. No doubt Lesnar's going to go over him though at WrestleMania if they do get there, and I think that is the right thing to do.
Yep.
Yep.
And you're right. If Goldberg's not going to continue on, then he's going to have to put him over, obviously.
All right. So we've summed that up, and I reckon we've done a good job. Now I hear of this stupid little word association thing that you want to do, Cannonball. Is that right?
Actually, I didn't want to do that.
Yeah, fucking throwing him in the deep
He
end.
just,
a bit of fun.
come on, man. Don't make me sound like I'm an idiot on fucking microphone, which I am, but, Yes, all right. Well, Cannonball Chris Taylor is going to introduce, that's me, by the way, the word association for each week. So, pretty much what I'm going to say, 3-word association for Blake and Steve. My first word.
Are you directing it to Steve first or me first?
Well,
Where we going?
it's for both of you.
Yeah, we can't go at the same fucking times. Yeah.
Oh, all right. Well, I'm gonna. All right. Blake.
Yeah. Fuck. I should have shut my
Sorry, no,
goddamn
that's
ginger mouth.
you fucking ranger. Anyway,
Oh, not our
do you
word
want a can of Fanta? Anyway,
I don't get
for you people that don't know, yes, Blake is a ginge. All right. Anyway,
That's
all
yet
right.
to be determined.
Now, can I do it like as a tag as one word, or
Hey?
like if I was to give you a word, like
Yeah.
a tag team, can I?
Yeah, of
for
course
sure.
you can. Yeah.
Enzo Big Cass,
Entertaining.
Steve.
How are you doing?
How the fuck is that a response? No, that's fair
No,
enough.
look, no, I know it's more than a couple words, but it's going to be because I just can't do a couple words.
Yeah, that's a word.
I think they're good. I think Enzo's still very inexperienced, isn't he?
I agree. I
But
agree.
I
I
think
think
they'll
they're
be good.
both in the ring. I think they're both pretty average.
Yeah.
Supposed to
But
give me
they're
one word,
entertaining.
dickheads, not fucking continue on about it.
Slight
No, you're
discussion's
right.
fine.
Go on. I'm just joking.
They've definitely got a role to play.
All right,
Good answer.
Steve.
Oh, fuck, we're going backwards.
Yeah, this one's for Steve and for you as well,
Okay,
but I'll go to
okay.
Steve first. John E. Raddick.
Oh,
Funny as fuck in the ring. Good entertainer.
What part of one don't you get?
It's hard. One's
You-
hard
you
to
can't-
do.
All
One
right,
is
all right,
very
go on,
hard
all right,
to do.
go on.
the idea.
Yeah, go on. I'm just
Um,
joking your chain anyway.
I don't know how he puts up with what he puts up with. So kudos to him for that.
Okay. Blake. Same person.
He's cool though. Johnny Raddick's cool.
Yeah, fuck. You know, I mean, I haven't got anything really negative to say, but it's...
It doesn't have to be negative.
No, and I'm not trying to find a negative word either. Entertaining. Again, I fucking just 2 for 2, but entertaining.
All right. Okay. All right, I've got one more for you. Blake.
Well, that would be.
Whoa, no, you.
Blake.
I thought you were saying Blake is the.
Bloody more to.
No.
I don't want to go to bed.
Not you, the fucking kids. All right. This one you will like.
Okay.
Steve Carino.
Fucker, I had that on my list. It's not a one word, but it's got to be an ass kissing. He's the first international guy I brought here, and the easiest guy I've ever brought here. I've brought him here so many times. I've had probably 5, 6, or 7 matches with him. He put me over to win the HRPW title a couple of years ago. Awesome. Yeah, if we get down to one word, awesome. Awesome guy.
Steve-O.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think. I'm not sure if there's anyone in the business that's said a bad word about Carino, is there? I mean, I
Buff
can't
Bagwell
remember
did.
seeing a shoot video where someone's bagged,
Yeah, Buff
Carino
He's,
and
he's a
anything.
genuinely nice bloke, man.
and that has to be.
It was a shame. Sorry to stop you there, and I know this is for you, but I'm going to say this now. It was a shame that because I was really hoping you could get to meet him when we were in Dallas, Texas, when we went to the what are they called?
Ring of Honor.
Ring of Honor. And I was upset because I know we sat there for a while, man, waiting for him to come out. And I said to him that I got a couple of the guys to go backstage and say, look, can you let him know that his friend Danny, Cannonball from Australia's here. And yeah, he'd already left, and I was gutted that Steve couldn't get to meet him. So, but yeah, go on.
Yeah, one word. Jeez, it's hard, isn't it? One word.
Yeah, I
It
guess it's
is.
one sentence now.
It is.
Fuck.
But whoever wrote this script out is an
What's-
absolute twat.
It's not a script, you fucking clown.
What script? What script?
A guideline, a format. Loser.
You know what?
Loser.
That's a good one because I'm really struggling to come up with one word for him. Man, I looked up to him with all his ECW shit, so he's awesome.
Yeah.
So that's what you said though, isn't it, Blake?
Yeah, I copied
But,
you
yeah.
as Raddick.
Oh, well.
No, I copied myself with fucking the other one. But anyway,
Yeah.
All right. Okay, well, that's my 3 for Steve and Blake.
all right. I guess I'll do my 3 for you, fucking clowns.
Actually, Steve's next.
Steve's going.
No, go on,
Steve
Blake.
is
Go on.
next.
I
You
still-
sure?
Yeah, well, I still haven't
You haven't come up with them?
No.
Fucking hell.
You're a dick.
Look at the homework
Oh,
we've done.
fucking
All
here
right.
I am, writing it all out, trying to get this fucking thing going, and
It's
then
not like that. All right.
go on.
Cannonball, I'm going with you first.
Oh, you fuck.
First one. Goldberg.
Legend. Absolute legend.
Not a fan, obviously.
Nah, look, the first time I ever seen Goldberg when he was in WCW, I've just given the old, he's the Austin of WCW. And, yeah, I watched him for a while. I was very young, actually, like when I was watching him too. I was,
Yeah, you would have been about 30.
no, fuck you, man. I reckon I was either late, I reckon I might have been late teens when I first seen Goldberg, I reckon.
Up your ass, late teens.
Yeah, man.
In 98.
98. I was.
It's almost 20 years
I was
ago.
20 I was 20 years old. Sorry.
Alright, there you go.
So my bad.
You're in
my
your
bad.
20s.
My
You're in
bad.
your
All right. So
20s.
98. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So when I seen Goldberg, it was unbelievable. Just on how strong he was, how he put himself out there. Just like he was a bigger version. To me, he was just a bigger version of Stone Cold Steve Austin. There you go.
Wow. Bigger version of Stone Cold. That's
Bigger.
huge.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Bigger.
Bigger guy. Bigger. Not bigger
oh.
perform, but bigger guy. All right.
All right. Steve Oneal. Same deal. Goldberg.
I think he was well booked and well looked after in his early days.
Very much.
I reckon-
William Regal might disagree.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you haven't watched that, check that out on YouTube.
Yeah, Regal versus Goldberg.
Yeah,
is good.
that's pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, I think WCW fucking hit the ball out of the park with Goldberg, didn't they? I mean, everything about it was
Worked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it
Until
was
he
just
got the belt.
yeah. I mean, well, it's probably one of those deals where you like him chasing, don't you?
Yeah.
Rather than having the belt, but. I mean, that's nitpicking, I think.
And he's
He made a ton
he
of
was
money.
also
Fucking oath.
he was also there at the time as when Austin and Vince McMahon were having their feud.
True.
So it was a big thing for WCW
was a
to
boom
have
for-
Goldberg, man.
Boom for the business.
Yeah, it was huge.
All right, Steve, I'm going to go with you on this one. Slightly wrestling related, slightly politics related, but he was involved in wrestling.
Oh, no, I already know who it's going to be. It's going to be Donald Trump.
Donald Trump. Steve Oneal, Donald Trump.
Oh shit!
Mr. President.
Cannonball, Donald Trump.
Hairpiece.
Blake Mitchell, fucking hilarious. Not me, Donald Trump.
Hang on, just before we leave Trump, can I just say,
Yeah.
you said about fucking hilarious. I think it's fucking hilarious how everyone's in the street protesting. Like, I mean, it was a vote.
Yeah.
Why didn't you vote, motherfucker?
61. What was it?
I don't know.
61 million people voted
Oh, and the
for
rest.
Donald Trump.
Oh yeah, just for Trump. Yeah.
Just for Trump. 61 million voted for him, and like, what the fuck, man? Why are you protesting now?
I don't know.
I reckon out of all those protesters, there's probably more than half of those protesters actually voted for him.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I
well,
don't know.
half of them
They're just
probably
trying to
didn't
get their-
vote whatsoever because
Yeah.
you don't have to vote in that country.
Oh, well, that's right. Where we have to.
And the funny thing is, his wife is absolutely banging, and that is. Well, no, let me get to the funny thing. Is she has nude pictures all over the internet,
Oh, my
and that is
God.
the first lady of the fucking
Oh,
White
yeah,
House.
yeah.
I don't see Barack Obama's wife doing that.
No. Classy.
They reckon she's going to be the next. She's going to be the first female president of the United States.
Good
Obama's
luck to her.
missus.
That's all I have to say.
Donald Trump's wife.
No, Obama's
Oh.
missus.
Obama's missus.
Oh, a black woman.
Yes.
Imagine that.
What's I don't
Imagine that.
get it. What's
That's
the big
brilliant.
deal?
It's brilliant. It's killing.
Motherfucker. All right.
What was with the lizard
Third
tongue?
Fuck the lizard. Third and final name. We're going back a little bit. I did have fucking Steve Carino as my backup, but
Sorry,
we
brother.
stole it. No, that's okay. I love Steve. Steve, fucking Kurt Hennig, Mr. Perfect for those keeping track at home.
No, I said mine. Mine's top 5.
He's a fucking man.
He's absolutely in my top 5 of workers of all time.
You know what? I'm throwing a one word in there. Underutilized.
Well, he never. I mean, he never won a title,
WWE
did he?
champion. Never WCW champion. He was
Please
an
don't
AWA
use long
champion.
words in this podcast because I don't understand them, right?
They just didn't use him well enough. Well, that's. Well, I guess we got our word association, everything out of the way, and I think it's time for another shot of tequila.
Do I have to give mine to use, or are we?
No,
gonna-
we cut you the fuck out.
Good,
no, yeah,
good.
sorry, I forgot
No,
all about
no,
that.
honestly.
That's I forgot him.
Cut that fucking shit out, man. I mean it. Cut it out.
That is 100% staying in.
That's perfect. Cannonball Chris Taylor's credibility.
Well,
I want
Steve
another
Oneal,
shot.
I'll give you one each just because.
No, fuck. You got 3, motherfucker.
Oh, man,
I forgot you.
all right,
Come on.
Okay, all right, let's go. Okay, Hogan.
Who's first?
Cannonball.
Don't do that to me.
Cannonball's on a roll, so we got to give it. And we're not
Well, George the Animal Steel was one of
No,
my
Spot on.
No,
Don't give us a Horace Hogan reference either.
Hulk Hogan. How can I say he was the first guy I looked up to in the business.
First.
Because he was, when I was a kid, I got to witness WrestleMania, the first WrestleMania, and when I seen he was in the corner with he was in the corner for Mr. T because he had a boxing match with Roddy Piper, and just to see that guy, I'm looking at this guy with long blonde hair, big muscles. I'm thinking, man, he's huge. I want to be just like him. So
Pretty close.
yeah, pretty close. Yeah, I'm getting there.
Like
Greatest worker ever.
greatest worker ever.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Go on, hey.
Thank you. Greatest.
What do you
worker
reckon
ever.
about that? Kind of,
You know
'cause
what?
I know
Greatest- Look,
what your response is going to be because you're talking
greatest
about business
entertainer,
and money and all that. Kind
greatest
of stuff. I know you're
entertainer ever. Yeah, also worker. He was good. He was good.
Being
But
a worker, you got to put asses in seats. And that
oh yeah,
motherfucker
and that's
did it.
what he done. He did, and you're 100% right.
All right. Ultimate Warrior. Like,
Uh,
I always like this one because everyone's got such mixed
right.
reviews about Ultimate Warrior.
Keep in mind, I said, and my words, mark my words. With Hogan, I said greatest or best, whatever it was, worker ever. Worker. Ultimate Warrior, worst wrestler ever.
So, like, I mean, I don't even know what the worst wrestler ever. You mean like worst world champion ever?
Worst technical wrestler fundamentals ever. To be
In the
WWE
history-
champion. To be WWE champion.
Okay,
All right, let's
thank
throw
you.
another fucking
Thank you,
sentence in there.
please. All right.
Wait, did Goldberg ever get the fucking
Isn't that the guy with the no chin? No.
It's growing his fucking hair out. Fuck you, Hornswoggle. Oh, wrong guy.
Cannonball?
Dead.
Oh, that's poor form.
No, I'm just
You-
joking.
I mean,
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna. You're gonna be cut. I'm
gonna be cut.
Shitloads
I'm gonna be
of
cut.
You in this podcast is gonna be cut out. Your whole fucking Jesse Ventura, fucking Kurt Angle,
Mean
thing.
Gene.
I thought it was fucking Michael Hayes. That's what I thought it was. I thought it was Michael Hayes. Sorry. I don't know. I don't know why. Just yeah. Anyway, Ultimate Warrior. Rope grabber. You know, he smashed on the ropes.
Rope grabber.
Yeah. Hey, look, he was look. He was when he smashes on the ropes like
well,
getting the fucking gods fucking coming to him and shit like that to give him the power.
So you understood his promos, but you don't have a fucking good response for his name.
Look, you know, I was never a big Ultimate Warrior fan anyway.
Yep.
I was like, again, you know, like back
You were
then,
Hogan or
I was,
Warrior,
I was,
weren't you?
I was Hogan.
Yeah.
As I got older, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Everyone else can get fucked. No, I'm just joking. But yeah, look, there's not much I can really say about Ultimate Warrior. But look, in a way, he was entertaining. He was colourful and entertaining. That's all I can do.
One more, Steve.
I got one more.
Yeah.
All right. Jim Ross.
Interesting. Who we going? Who you
That's back to Cannonball, isn't it?
Back to me.
So Jim Ross is the guy with the black hat. He used to commentate in the Attitude Era.
Oh,
picture up on the iPad.
Oh, JBL. Yeah, I know you're talking about.
Yeah, yep. There's
Nah,
a J.
look, no one can beat him. Voice of the WWE.
So, are you saying best commentator ever?
Best commentator ever.
Like?
Overrated.
Oh, I'm going to smack you in the bum in a minute.
So you fucking got my answer, man.
So who do you reckon's a better?
It's a different kettle of fish, but
It is completely different.
I think it's WWE fans that say that it's Jim Ross.
Well, who do you think? Who's the best commentator
Yeah.
in pro wrestling
Who would you
history?
say?
It's tough. You know, how do you go play by play? Do you go commentary? Color? Do you go? I prefer the WCW commentary team.
Tony Schiavone.
Tony Schiavone. I love Tony Schiavone. Towards the end, he was the shits. He didn't give a shit about what he was doing, but I preferred Tony Schiavone. Mike Tenay, as far as information, I don't think he was that entertaining to listen to, especially when TNA put him on as their main play-by-play commentator. He was the shits. But as Dusty Rhodes, another great commentator. Vince McMahon was a good commentator. Lord Alfred Hayes, if you go old school, listen to him now, it's like your fucking ears are bleeding. But back then, he was a talented guy. Gorilla Monsoon. I just think Jim Ross is the guy because it was the Attitude Era when the wrestling was at the peak. WWE fans like he's the fucking man with Jerry the King Lawler. And again, Jerry the King Lawler, I think, was a good commentator. I know it wasn't said, but I think Jerry the King Lawler was a great colour commentator when he was allowed to be a colour commentator. Most recent 10 years of the shits.
Some of his one-liners.
Oh, yeah. Funny as fuck.
In the Attitude Era, fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
The shit he did in the last 10 or 15 years, I think, is the shits.
Bobby the Brain Heenan. That's another one.
Absolutely fucking phenomenal talent.
Yep. We had the...
a different discussion for a different time.
Yeah,
but, I mean,
yeah,
you
we'll
want to
do
talk
that,
about
yeah.
one of the best all-round pro wrestling guys.
Look, Steve,
Bobby
I'm going to
Brain
cut you
Heenan
off
has
for
to
a
be up
second, man.
Bobby
And
is the
I'm
man.
sorry to do this, dude, but
You're going to bring up WrestleCon.
we witnessed one of the saddest things in wrestling history.
You can't say that, bro.
I'm sorry, man, but you know what?
That's a
It
huge
broke my
call.
heart. It broke my heart to see him.
yeah, but that's what he's. That's you got to
That's
think.
him.
You got to get.
I
past what
know
your
it's
feelings.
him,
It's
but
probably
it broke
makes
my
him
heart.
happy.
Look, it broke my heart. All right, when you said to me, "Look, Bobby the Brain Heenan's over," but I'm just warning you now, it's not the Bobby that you will remember.
Of course it's not.
And when I see, and look, Blake, sorry, man, and Steve, look, it broke my heart. Oh, it pretty much brought a tear to my eye, man, to see him that way, because I loved Bobby the Brain Heenan, and I still do. Don't get me wrong, I still love the guy. He is fantastic, but to see him the way he was, and you know what, and you were right, Steve, in what you said. He wanted to be there, right? He wanted. There were people that walked past us and said, "What the fuck is he doing here?" And you know what? Whoever it was, and they'll probably never listen to our podcast, but whoever it was that said that, go fuck yourself. Because at the end of the day, that man wanted to be there, and it opened my eyes to see that. And as I say, I was heartbroken to see the way he was, but you know what? At the end of the day, he's still kicking today, isn't he?
Yeah,
He's still
fuck,
going.
there he is.
And
He's still doing the WrestleCons and
He's still the conventions.
And as I say, it broke my heart, but hats off to him. And he was one of the greatest in this business.
He's fucking hilarious. It's a business he knows. We've been in locker rooms. I mean, Steve has too, actually. But you and I, Cannonball, been in locker rooms a bit later than Steve, or more recent, depending how you look at it, with some of the guys that have been in the business, but sort of on the back end of their careers.
Yep.
Steve, when he was wrestling, was sort of a peak-ish for a lot of guys' careers, internationals that he worked with. We've been in locker rooms with guys that have been wrestled all over the world, WWE guys. I'm not going to mention names.
Yep.
why not?
Well, it's not the time because I'll probably end up being guest on our show.
Okay, hopefully.
I'll give him fucking calls. But and you go, fuck, what the fuck, man? This guy's in bad shape. Yeah. But it's the only fucking business they know. Back when they broke into the business, when you started wrestling training, you didn't have a real job. You didn't have a job on the side. Wrestling training was your job. You fucking tried. You got paid $20. You made it survive till the next weekend. Yeah. That's where Bobby the Brain's from, man. He's still in the business 400 years later and still fucking doing it. Amen to him. One of the greatest in the business.
Fucking
amen, man.
Amen
for
to
sure.
that.
God bless you.
All right. So what do you want to do? You want to take another shot break?
Fuck yeah, I need another shot, man.
We'll regroup, and what we're going to do is we're going to wrap the show up after we come back. All right, guys?
Too easy.
Let's do it. Alrighty, here we are. Shots down. We got the lemon in the mouth. To get fucking hell, that was lame as shit. All right, no, we didn't have shots. We had a sip of coffee. We're ready to fucking go to bed.
I had a chamomile tea.
Fuck yeah.
And Dan had a Metamucil.
Eat a dick.
That's right. He's perfect.
Hey! We said we weren't going to talk about this, you fucker.
That's all right, my son. Fucking hell.
Let's close this thing down.
Let's close it up. Steve, what's going on, man? How can everybody catch us?
All right. If you want to send us an email, and if you got like a topic or something you want us to bring up, then catch us on the email. The email's
Cunts.
Cunts, or
Bloody hell.
how the fuck does someone not know who Mr. Perfect is? How you got no business in
Any
running a
random
podcast? Anything at all, anything at all. No, but seriously, YouTube as well, because we're going to post all
Fuck
of
yeah.
our
Yep.
podcasts on YouTube and Facebook, and if you just search the HSP on YouTube, you're going to find us. We're going to. Not sure of the day that we're going to upload our episodes, but it's going to be on a weekly basis.
We're new to this.
Yep.
Hang with us.
And yeah, on Facebook, it's the official HSP on Facebook. So search that and you'll be able to find us on there. So it's all going to be free. There's not going to be any cost to download. We just want you on board with it. So hit us up on those avenues.
That's the way. Avenues will work.
Cannonball Kris. What's going
Kris.
on, man?
Well, obviously we're putting over our website and all that kind of stuff, but let's not forget about the local wrestling as well.
Good
around Adelaide. Check out your Wrestle Rampage, your RCW, ACW, and also check out PWSA. Check on the dates and when they're doing their shows. Feel free to come down and support your local wrestling.
Who's the tag team champions?
I was
in
going to ask that.
PWSA?
Who are the tag team champions, PWSA?
Well, it's a group called Body Count, as far as I know.
That sounds gay. Anyway,
Yeah, they do.
Cannonball and Blake Mitchell, tag team champions of PWSA. Just put it out there.
Certainly. Yes,
No
we
plug.
are. Yes, we are.
Good
And
stuff.
no one can beat us because we're just too good.
No one can beat us
Nah, no one can beat us.
because they anus.
That's right. Anus. Will you stop speaking about
That doesn't even
asses?
work. Anyway, thanks
Jesus
very much,
Christ.
everybody, for tuning in. Mum, I love you. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. This is the Horseshit Podcast with Cannibal Chris Taylor, the Real Deal Steve Oneal, Blake Mitchell. I don't need a prefix. We're here having a good time, having a beer every week. Thanks very much for tuning in. Until next time, keep the horseshit real.
Peace.